Figured we'd give you some news, breaking sports news before the new year. But first, of course, good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
Will the breaking news excite me?
I think it will, yes.
Oh.
Yes, I think I think if I know you as well as I think I know you, I think the legitimate, and I know Moose and Maggie right now going, what is it? Your nephew's doing a show next week?
That was it.
Oh, is Bart Scott coming back again? I could sense in their voices that they were somewhat mocking of what the announcement might be, or concerned, or
Concerned.
quizzical. I don't know.
Quizzical.
That's why they said, is it station related? It's not.
Here's how, for anyone listening, you know this is official breaking news. You ready?
Go.
WFAN breaking news.
That's right.
Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Vans. Find out how far an extra mile really goes. We don't whip out the sponsor unless it's real breaking news.
Unless it's real.
You see?
Right now. Turn my mic on. By the way, no, for those of you on Twitter, I will not be breaking down the new stimulus package. That is not the breaking. That is not the breaking news. Okay. Right. Let me just see what else I have here on Twitter. No, me and my son did not get beaten online last night. We went 3 for 3 in Fortnite and won the only Rocket League game we played. Sorry, no.
Your nephew and Russo's next door neighbor are going to host a show. That's from Joe Burke. Pretty good.
No, that is not the breaking news. It is not. Any other good ones before I tell you what the news is?
Fan rehires Mike Francesa.
Not the case. No.
Evan Roberts hit a 25-yard field goal.
Not yet. Not yet. We're working on it. We're working on it.
Steve Cohen is following you.
Steve Cohen is not following me, but he's following the San Diego Padres, apparently.
All right. Go ahead.
Legitimate, no joke, confirmed multiple ways and places. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. What's today's date? December 29th.
December 29th, the year of the Lord, 2020.
Yes. By the way, 11 years ago today, the New York Mets signed Jason Bader a 4-year, $66 million deal.
What a memory.
Just let you know, that's what happened in this day in New York City history.
Thanks.
Christopher Johnson had a meeting with his executive team. They have announced to each other internally, they've let Adam Gase know he will no longer be the head coach of the New York Jets.
Oh, dear sweet Jesus.
Christopher Johnson has made the decision to fire Adam Gase. That is your breaking news. I have it locked. It is confirmed. I do believe he will coach his final game, and that is it. The Adam Gase era for the New York Jets is now unofficially one game, but is over. He will not return as head coach of the New York Jets, and that is locked. There you go. Now, we all knew he was going to come.
Wow.
It's not like I'm breaking a story that comes out of left field. Nobody had any idea.
Well, wait a second.
It's
there
done.
was... And I want to be classy because I don't want to celebrate during this time of festives and Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's. I don't want to celebrate a guy losing his job. I don't want to do it.
Well, he's getting paid a lot of money.
Exactly. And he's going to get another job working for Bill. So you know what? Blanket.
Yeah.
This 2-year run has been in the annals of New York sports history and the annals of Jets history one of the most pathetic, one of the most frustrating, and one of the most predictable. That's the key word, Craig. Predictable, horrific runs we've ever seen.
All right.
And even though, as you eloquently said, yeah, we all figured it was going to happen, there was a part of you deep down in your soul that worried. That worried that the incompetence of this ownership group would say, you know, they've won 2 in a row, or after Sunday, they've won 3 in a row, because it's a lock they'll win Sunday. Let's bring them back. But when you're 32nd in offense 2 years in a row, when you're dead last in every single offensive category ever, yeah, it's time to go. So there may be tears of joy coming from my eyes, but thank God, because this has been a 2-year nightmare that should never, ever have happened, and we all saw it coming.
Yep. So it is official. Christopher Johnson made the decision. He's the owner of the team. I don't think there was much arguing or trying to save the job of Adam Gase, but Adam Gase will be relieved of his duties as the head coach of the New York Jets, which, by the way, is the right move. It's the move we all wanted. It's the move we all knew was coming. So I want to be clear. I don't feel like we're breaking an, oh, my God, I can't believe that happened. But for those of us that weren't sure, where Adam Gase stood in the eyes of Christopher Johnson, because he was allowed to fire Greg Williams. They did not let him go with 3 games or 4 games to go. And my understanding is that he will coach this final game against New England, but it's over. Adam Gase is no longer the head coach of the New York Jets going forward.
Thank God.
So there's a little late 2020, get the year off started right news if you're a diehard Jet fan.
And here's why it's important. Not that I ever fully feared it, but this idea that he could have saved his job by winning the final 3 games, that Christopher Johnson, who publicly has only said positive things about Adam Gase, let's be honest. Anything he's ever said about Gase, he's coaching where offense is going.
Right.
He's a brilliant mind. Like, he has laid out to all of us this BS for the last 2 years about how brilliant Adam Gase is, when nothing has backed that up. It wasn't backed up in Miami, and it certainly over the last 2 years hasn't been backed up here.
By the way, he's not the only one. Bill Belichick yesterday.
Oh, give me a break with Bill Belichick.
A great job
Hold on a second. Bill Belichick, who's had a miserable season, all right? And that's fine. He's still a Hall of Fame coach. He's still probably the greatest head coach of all time, my opinion. But Bill Belichick has nothing left but to troll the New York Jets.
Hey,
that's all he has.
What did the Rams head coach say?
So for him, give me a break. They're buddies.
I'm just saying.
They're making tea together.
There are people in the NFL, shockingly, that think highly of Adam Gase.
As what? A guy who makes a cup of coffee for Peyton Manning?
I'm with you on that 100%. Our eyes don't lie to us. Adam Gase is a train wreck in every possible way.
Yes.
But there are other NFL successful men that think highly of Adam Gase.
That's great. What Sean McVay and Bill Belichick can do, and I don't give a rat's ass if they do it, hire him. Make him your quarterback's coach. Make him your offensive coordinator. Make him your running backs coach. I don't care. See, what's killed me about the Gase era, this 2-year run, more than any other era of horrible sports fandom that we've all had, whether it's a team I root for or a team I don't root for, whether you're a Knick fan, whether you're a Net fan, Met fan, you name the team. Unlike any other hire, this was universally panned.
Yeah.
Craig, we all knew this was a horrible hire.
Except
what?
You and I both found this fascinating. There were a handful of Dolphin fans that were like, you're getting a great guy. Yeah. Oh, you're so lucky to get that guy.
Yeah, you want to know
Outside of that, you are right. Across universally, we thought, what the F is this? It's the way a lot of people thought when Leon Hess hired Rich Kotite. That's the guy you wanted?
Yeah.
That's the guy that just lost 7 consecutive games?
Yeah.
There were a lot of people that felt the same way.
I was 13 years old at the time, and I remember 12 years old, and I remember when they hired him, and maybe it was different. There wasn't the same social media. We had sports talk radio. It wasn't a beloved hire, don't get me wrong.
No, it was not.
But this was on every level, and you could take any hire the Knicks have ever made, the Mets have ever made. I'm picking on kind of the lousy teams in this area more than anything. There's never been a hire in which all of us said, this is stupid. Like, universally, we knew this was terrible. And the Dolphin fans like Jastrzemski and Stephen Howard Beach, they were, you know what they were? They were useful idiots. That's what they were. They knew what they were doing. They hate the Jets, which I respect because I hate the Dolphins. It's fair. Totally fair. It's fair game. And they were like, yeah, he's a great hire. Have fun with him. But thank God it's over. And unfortunately, now the pressure's on to actually hire the right guy because they're 0 for 2. Since Rex Ryan was let go, they are 0 for 2 when it comes to hiring head coaches. Right. And it has set this franchise back a decade.
GMs, too. Now, we don't know about Joe Douglas, but they've had a bad run of GMs. They've had a bad run of head coaches. And we're very close to saying they've had a bad run of quarterbacks, not knowing what Sam Darnold's going to be, if anything, in the future for the New York Jets. But listen, I want to be clear. We all thought this was going to happen, although there was that little teeny little part of your brain that said, Chris Johnson's out there enough to not do this, right? Like, I don't think any of us felt 100% comfortable that Chris Johnson was going to do this, especially when it was Adam Gase that went to Chris Johnson and said, I want to fire Greg Williams. That did not come from Joe Douglas. Now, he agreed with it, but that emanated from the head coach, meaning that he still had some level of juice or credibility with the owner. So the fact that Chris Johnson has gotten on board and told his executive team, Adam Gase is done, that's a big deal.
What has scared me and other Jet fans is how Christopher Johnson appears hypnotized by Adam Gase. It has felt that way over the years. He feels hypnotized by the brilliance of Adam Gase. And maybe it took a lot of losing this year, starting the year 0-13. Last year they finished 7-9. It was the softest 7-9 in the history of football. All right, give me a break. How strong they finished.
And by the way,
They could
it
beat the
did
Bengals.
not save his job. He was coming back regardless.
What do you mean? Oh, the strong finish?
Yep.
No, and I figured that because it takes a lot to be a one-and-done head coach.
Yep.
I would have fired him, but you know what? I'm biased because I wouldn't have hired him to begin with.
It made it more palatable for some.
No.
But he was not getting fired regardless. But now he's gone.
But you know what the key question is now? And this is going to be the most important question. This is going to be the question that's going to define the future of the New York Jets. Who is hiring the next head coach? Is it Christopher Johnson, Woody Johnson, and a search firm led by Charlie Casserly?
Please don't do that. I'm begging the Jets. You do not need to bring in 5 90-year-old men who way back in the day had some success in the NFL. You got Joe Douglas. Whoever your scouts are, we do not need an executive search firm from Monster.com to find us our next head coach.
No. It's got to be Joe Douglas. See, Joe Douglas, right or wrong, and we'll find out because it's too early to tell. We all have to hitch our wagons to Joe Douglas because Joe Douglas knows more football in his left foot than Christopher and Woody Johnson combined. With all due respect, they're businessmen. All right, that's the deal.
Yep.
So Joe Douglas needs to be the guy to hire the next head coach. And look, if it fails miserably and Douglas's drafts fail miserably, then Joe Douglas will be looking for a new job in 2 to 3 years. But right now, this is the decision, more than the quarterback decision, which I know is a great debate we'll have for the next 5 months.
Well, here's what's interesting.
It's the coach.
But now, you got to find out what Joe Douglas thinks of Sam Darnold, and keeping that aside, what he thinks of either potential free agent quarterback or quarterbacks coming out of this draft. Because Joe Douglas and whoever you bring in as head coach have to be in lockstep on who the quarterback is. Whether that's Justin Fields, whether that's pick,
Zach Wilson.
3 other college quarterbacks,
right.
Whether it's Sam, whether it's
freelance.
I mean, pick one of 6 guys.
Right.
The guy that gets the job to be the new head coach of the New York Jets is going to be the guy that agrees with Joe Douglas on who the quarterback is. And I don't know who that's going to be.
Well, that's the thing.
And here's the other question. If you're a college coach right now, do you fairly have an opinion on Sam Darnold? How could you? How could you? Now, if you're a Bieniemy, if you're an NFL assistant, much more likely you've got an opinion on Sam Darnold, right? If you're, I don't know, Lincoln Riley, do you have an opinion on Sam Darnold today? Probably not. Now, it doesn't mean you won't watch film and break it down and make a decision.
Well, look, that's a big part of the interview process.
Sure.
What's your opinion on the quarterback? I mean, it's a simple question.
Yep.
And I don't think there necessarily has to be. I don't know what Joe Douglas is thinking. I think there's this belief that we all have, this stereotype, that a GM and a coach want to bring in, quote, their own guy. And Sam Darnold's not their own guy. Joe Douglas didn't draft Sam Darnold.
Nope.
I get that. That doesn't mean, though, that Joe Douglas is going to dump Sam Darnold. I don't know that. I don't know who is going to be hired as head coach and what that head coach is going to think of Sam or the options that are out there. The veteran quarterbacks that are out there are not going to excite anybody.
Marcus Mariota.
No.
Do you want Garoppolo, assuming that San Fran's getting rid of him?
No.
Right. I mean, there's no one that's going to make you go, oh, my God, I can't believe he's available.
No.
Because guys like that don't become available. But there's 4 or 5 college quarterbacks, since we're not getting Trevor Lawrence. There's guys out there. I just, if people have soured on Fields, I'm not saying they all have. I'm sure there's a lot of teams that think very highly of him. I don't know where the Jets are. And here's the other thing. And we'd have to ask Joe Douglas, which I've not done. We have to, though. I'd love to know what Joe Douglas thinks about Sam Darnold. Is it the team's fault? Is it his fault? Has he lost faith in him? Did he ever have faith in him? Is he the guy that you think you could build around? That to me is more important than who the head coach is. I got to find out what my general manager, who is now in control of the next 5 years of this franchise's future, what does that guy think about my quarterback?
Look, the quarterback position is the most important position in the NFL. We all know that. No one's debating that. I look at the Miami Dolphins, and they are in the AFC East, and they look like they're on the right path to being good for a long time. Do the Miami Dolphins have their quarterback right now? They think it's Tua.
They believe it is,
They
but
think it
listen,
is.
They got no problem benching him
Right.
in the third quarter of a game they need to win.
And I think that's great. I think Brian Flores has handled it perfectly. He's
Called
saying
accountability.
Tua is my guy, but I got Ryan Fitzpatrick in the bullpen, and he should continue to do that, and he is going to continue to do that. Dolphin fans don't know if Tua is their guy. He may be their guy. We have no idea. But here's what Dolphin fans know. They know they have their coach. They do. I know it's only been 2 years, and things can change quickly, as we as Jet fans certainly know. Yep. Look at Rex Ryan. But it feels like the Dolphins have their coach, and yet they don't necessarily know if they have their quarterback. So, yes, quarterback's damn important. But the most important thing right now is who they hire as head coach. We knew Adam Gase stunk because we saw Adam Gase.
Right.
We're going to look at coordinators. We're going to look at college coaches, and it's going to be a guess. We're not going to know. There's going to be a split opinion on whomever they hire. The Gase thing was unique because they hired a recycled head coach that was in the AFC East that we all know stunk. We all knew it. So there is going to be a mystery on whoever they hire and what they're going to be. But it is the most important thing in the NFL. It's what it appears the Dolphins and certainly the Bills have gotten right. And a big part of why the Bills and the Dolphins are where they are is because they finally got the right head coach after years of trying. The Jets have to get it right. And it's on Joe Douglas and hopefully this ownership group, which I give them credit. They finally realized Adam Gase is abysmal. Let's get rid of him. Thank you for that.
Yep.
Now they've got to trust the guy they gave a 5-year deal to, Craig, to be the GM.
6-year.
6-year deal. Whatever.
No, it's important.
Give him the trust to find the next head coach of this team.
Exactly right. 877-337-6666. It's Carton and Roberts on the fan. Those of you that are having fun with the breaking news on Twitter, this is not the same, although I get it, as me saying that de Blasio's out of office in a year. No, I agree. I thought I prefaced it. Listen, we all assumed it was coming. We all hoped it was coming, but it's official. It's done. Christopher Johnson has made the decision that Adam Gase will not be the coach of the New York Jets beyond this year.
I don't know if you feel this way.
Well done, sir.
Well done. I don't know if you feel this way. I feel this way, though. Because this game on Sunday means nothing. Okay? They're locked in at 2.
That's right.
2 wins, 3 wins, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. I honestly don't care that Adam Gase is coaching week 17. I don't care. Doesn't matter. If there was something on the line right now, I'd probably feel differently. But you're looking at a football game that, truthfully, I actually want to win the game. You want to know why? It's obvious. I can't stand the Patriots.
Sure. Beat Bill Belichick.
Kick them while they're down.
Have him throw his phone at the ground again after a bad challenge call.
You're damn right. And look, I know 2 wins, 3 wins. It doesn't matter.
But you're locked in at the second pick, so
it doesn't matter.
Why not? Why not rub a little salt in the open wound that is Bill Belichick's season? Especially after the animated video they put out during the game last night.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, ESPN doesn't give a rat's ass. Well, that's the beauty of it. When you're winning Super Bowls and winning divisions and 13 games a year, everybody kisses your ass, right?
Yes.
The minute you show them a little teeny weakness and you are eliminated from the playoffs, they turn on you.
Oh, yeah.
Like a pack of wolves.
Good.
Arrgh.
Good.
Yes.
You're damn right.
They do. I've lived it. Trust me, it happens. Arrgh. Bill Belichick sitting there. Tom Brady is going to the playoffs in Tampa. Bill Belichick's got animated shorts in which Tom Brady slams the door in his face.
If one of the two had to have success in the first year of the breakup,
I'm glad Tom Brady.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I completely, because the jersey, the logo, and more importantly, the fans bother me a hell of a lot more than Tom Brady. As much as I don't like Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's a player. He plays his best, they win. All right, I'm not going to begrudge the fact that he's great. Bill Belichick's a douche.
Yeah, and the fans deserve this. No offense to the Patriots.
I love it.
Look, you got enough success in Boston, seriously.
I wonder if they're turning on him up there, too. I bet you there's a segment of Patriots fans that are like, F Bill Belichick. I bet you there is.
You know why we've done the same thing, in fairness, here in New York. Joe Torre. We all love Joe Torre, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yankee fans in 06 and 07 started to turn on Joe Torre. Tom Coughlin at the end. Now, once they're gone, we look back at them and we hug them and we love them.
You know when
But while it's happening, you're damn right they turn.
You know what the turning point for Joe Torre was? I'll never forget it.
The midges.
He sat on the bench in the dugout and didn't come out and save his guy.
But you know what?
And it was like he was sleeping, like he was totally unaware that Jabba was being attacked by these
You know what's
bugs.
great about Torrey,
I'll
though?
never forget that.
If you ask Torrey, maybe he'll be one of the guys we get to ask 2 questions for. But if you ask Torrey, your biggest regret as manager, he'll cite it.
You think so?
Oh, he will. I've heard him say it.
All right.
It's one of his big regrets.
Not coming out of the dugout.
I don't know if it's his biggest. I mean, his biggest should be not going to Mariano, Marlins, Yankees, World Series 03. Instead, he goes to Jeff Weaver. That's just me picking. That's just me picking. But I think he really regrets the midges thing. So I'm sure there are some folks, some friends up in Boston who are turning on Bill. But eventually, they'll turn back and love him again. But it's a disaster this year, and I'm enjoying every second of it.
All right.
It just stinks that the Jets couldn't take advantage of it.
Well, you're a diehard Jet fan. Here's the good news. Breaking news exclusively here on WFAN. Christopher Johnson has made the decision to fire Adam Gase. It is done.